The regular season is over, and welcome to the Gadsden Times Football Review. I'm Teddy Couch, this is Kevin Taylor, and we now have no more winless teams in Etowah County.
Wow. Yeah, that's right, Teddy. Tonight was one game where a team either was going to come away with their second win of the season or somebody was going to come away with their first win of the season. So it was a big showdown in Glencoe tonight, and Glencoe comes away with their first win of the season. Congratulations to Glencoe with a 40-6 win over West End tonight. Just to kick off things, and we want to welcome everybody to the Gadsden Times Football Review. We are coming to you live, so if you have any questions, comments about tonight's games, last night's games, or even the playoffs coming up, and yes, that's right, we're talking playoffs.
It's crazy that we're already at that point. It's exciting, it's here, and we have 5 of our 10 county teams in the playoffs, so I'm excited to see how they do.
Absolutely. Just quickly, let's run down some of the scores. Thursday night, Teddy saw this game. Gadsden City fell to Clay Chalkville 45-17. Gadsden City finishes the season 3-7. Collinsville over Valley Head 34-0. Ohatchee over Pleasant Valley 26-6. And then Alexandria beat Chilton County 42-35 on Thursday. Tonight, Coosa Christian beat Class 3A New Hope 42-35 in overtime. Like we said, Glencoe knocked off West End 40-6. Westbrook over San Rock 42-7. Southside, winners of their 5th game in a row, over Cherokee County 32-15. Asheville over Vincent 56-12 to close out their season. Hoax Bluff over Sardis, a big bounce back win for Hoax Bluff after falling to Jacksonville last week. Hoax Bluff over Sardis 55-28. Cedar Bluff over Gadsden 28-14. Albertville over Gunnersville in the battle for Marshall County 31-12. Crossville tops Plainview 12-7. Fife easily over Sylvania 41-14. Galesville 60. Alabama School for the Deaf 38, and Piedmont over Geraldine 26-6. So everything is said and done. We are through week 10. Now we get ready for the second season, Teddy. First round of the playoffs kicks off next week, and we've got 3 teams in Etowah County that will be hosting a first round game. We've got 2 others from Etowah County that'll be going on the road, not too far, matter of fact. So actually right down the road. So go ahead and make plans for seeing your favorite teams playing in the first round of the playoffs. And just to look at some of those teams coming up next week, you've got Gunnersville coming to Etowah. You've got Brewer coming to Southside. You've also got Coosa going to Donahoe. And then, let's see, who else have we got? Oh, Central Florence coming to Hoax Bluff. And who's my last one?
Westbrook's heading
Westbrook going to Collinsville, which probably, of the 5, that is probably the sexier of the 5 matchups. Westbrook at Collinsville. That could be an interesting matchup, I think. That one right there, I mean, if you said, all right, who's going to win that? That's a toss-up as far as I'm concerned. You know, Collinsville will be coming in 9-1, Westbrook 7-3, but I still think it's a toss-up.
Absolutely, I do. I think so as well. And Southside Brewer one's kind of interesting. You know, Brewer's a team you typically wouldn't see in the playoffs in years past.
No.
They're not in the playoffs, they're coming in as a 3 seed, so that's pretty interesting to me as well.
Coming in as a 3 seed, but you're facing, again, like I said, one of the hottest teams in Northeast Alabama, winning 5 in a row now. Just an interesting statistic that Michael Rogers had in his story tonight about Southside's win over Cherokee County. In the first 5 games, Southside had scored 42 combined points. In the last 5 games, Southside has scored 229 points. Wow.
And it started with that win over Douglas. You know, Douglas is a team that, you know, let's face it, they didn't win many ball games, but I want to say they put up 63 that game. sometimes it just takes seeing some success to get things rolling, and that sure seems to be the case with Southside. They are on fire right now at the right time.
Absolutely, and that's what it takes. Everything's said and done. Next week, everybody's got the same record. They're all 0-0, one and done from here on out. So, but like I said, right now, I would not want to have to play Southside if I were an opponent out there. Brewer, good luck, but I just think you're playing probably one of the hottest teams in Northeast Alabama.
Absolutely. TJ joined in and said, "Go Jackets." Huge win for them tonight. And if I recognize that last name, we'll definitely be talking a little bit about Julian, his big night for Glencoe. And Phillips said, "Great win for Coosa Christian tonight." And Coosa's rolling as well.
They really are. I tell you, they came in, and I thought that they were going to run away with this game. New Hope, I think, had only come in having won one game. Mind you, they are a 3A school, and Coosa ended up pulling away. Coosa ended up falling behind 35-21 in the second half after back-to-back turnovers, and then they just kept clawing back. Dartavius Britton, again, another huge night for him. He ended up finishing with 145 yards on 15 carries and 2 touchdowns. He scored his first touchdown with less than 3 minutes to go in the game to tie the game, to send it to overtime, and then he scores from 13 yards out to end up to win the game for Coosa. Matter of fact, in that game, Britton ended up scoring first for Coosa, and then New Hope had the ball, and Caleb Cates came away with an interception on 3rd down to seal the win. So tremendous win for Coosa. They're going in 7-3. They go on the road next week. They play at Donahoe in Anniston. Donahoe shut out Woodland tonight. So, but there again, I just something tells me that Coosa's going to end up playing in the second round of the playoffs.
That'd be big for them, and I want to say that'd be their first playoff win since joining the AHSA, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
So that'd be huge for that program if they can do that, and very dangerous ball team right now.
They really are.
Elizabeth says hello, and Amy says from 1-4 to end the season 6-4. How about them Southside Panthers? Great job by Southside, and we thank you for joining us. We also want to thank Allie's Carpet for being a sponsor once again this week for the Gadsden Times Football Review. And if you have any questions you want to send us about tonight's games, any games that happened last night, Gadsden City lost last night 45-17 to Clay Chalkville, or if you want to talk about some playoffs, just shoot us a comment and we'll do our best to answer them, and we'd like to have a discussion with you about it.
Absolutely. And, like I said, Southside, I can't stop talking about them really because, like I said, they are so hot right now. Playing against a Brewer team that they've only lost 2 games. They lost to Madison Academy, and then they also lost to East Limestone in their region. That region is probably not one of the stronger regions in the state. So to be quite honest, I would not be surprised if Southside and that region, which also includes Alexandria, Etowah, and those guys, I wouldn't be surprised if that entire region comes away with first-round win next week.
It'd be interesting to see how they compete, because and personally, in my opinion, I don't feel like Etowah, the Southside region, is particularly all that tough. But like you said, the one that they're crossing with is definitely probably one of the weaker regions in that class, no doubt.
Yeah.
I feel like Alexandria is probably going to have a tough time at Madison Academy. But, outside of that one, and the Valley Cubs aren't out of that game whatsoever.
No, none
but
whatsoever.
I think that, they're going to have a tough time there. But the other 3 games are very winnable for Class 5A Region 6 for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Madison Academy, I think they've only lost 1 game this season. But, Alexandria arguably has played a much tougher schedule than Madison Academy has. So I think playing tough teams like your Etowahs, like your Southsides, that's going to get you ready for the playoff run. And like I said, whatever you've done in the first 10 weeks doesn't mean a hill of beans, because now everybody is 0-0, and it's a brand new season.
Right. Jeremy joins in, goes Southside Panthers playoff bound. A lot of Southside fans in tonight, and they're excited, as they should be.
They should be. And I hope to see a lot of those Southside fans at the stadium next week cheering on their Panthers because they've got a real good shot of going fairly deep into the playoffs.
First round home playoff game at Barney Hood Stadium, that place will be packed, no doubt about it.
I would expect so. If not, boo, I'm sorry, but Southside needs to come out, and they really need to support their Panthers. They need to pack the house next Friday night. Yeah. Speaking of some of our playoff-bound teams, Westbrook, they ended up knocking off Sandrock tonight 42-7. Westbrook finished with 370 yards of total offense, Sandrock 111. Jackson Cox completed 5 of 7 passes for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns, while John Ross Morgan rushed for 102 yards on 10 carries. Westbrook just ran away with this. Really wasn't much of a struggle there, and so they are set up to play a much improved Collinsville team. Collinsville comes in 9-1, and they're playing pretty good ball right now.
Speaking of a high football team, I mean, Westbrook's that's a 4-game winning streak for them after starting the year out 3-3. So
Yep.
They're getting hot at the right time as well, and that's what a lot of our teams are doing. They're playing good football, their best football when they need to be heading into that first round game, like you said. That doesn't matter now. You lose one game, you're gone.
Yeah.
So winning streak or not, you got to come out and play your best football Friday night. But I feel like a lot of our teams are doing that right now.
Yeah. And then, like I said, to see Hoax Bluff bounce back from last week's really gut-wrenching loss to Jacksonville, and then end up finishing out the season 9-1 with a win over Sardis. Darian Meads, again, just an incredible night tonight. I believe he finished with 5 rushing touchdowns, maybe more. It just seems like he kept rushing for touchdown. I couldn't keep up. So, he's just probably one of the top backs in Class 4A, and he really showed that tonight.
New opponent, same Darian Meads for him. I mean, he's just going to score no matter who he's playing. No. What a tough running back. He's just so much fun to watch.
He really is.
So powerful, and that just shows why he's able to get into the end zone every week. He's not an easy tackle. You better not go trying to R-tackle him because it's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work.
Daniel also, he says, time to bring the blue mount back to Atala. Go Big Blue. Etowah, they didn't play this week. They were off 10-0, number 1 in the state in 5A. They are the team to beat out of the North in Class 5A.
I really think you're right, Teddy. I think they really are the team to beat out of the North region in 5A. They took the night off tonight, had a chance to run over to see Gunnersville play Albertville. Albertville comes away with that win, 31-12. Over there in Albertville. So, good win for Albertville. They're headed to the playoffs as well. They hit the road and they go to Pinson Valley. So that's going to be a tough first-round match for them. Gunnersville, on the other hand, they're staring right down the barrel of a very good Gunnersville, or should I say Etowah defense, if not one of the better defenses probably in the state.
Right. And him saying that reminds me, last week we went live last Tuesday for our preview show. This week we'll be doing it on Wednesday night, back to normal. And the reason I say that is because I'll give you a spoiler alert. I'm picking Etowah to win that first round game, and I'm picking them to win it big. Usually we'll wait and do those Wednesday night, but I don't think that's no surprise. I'm going to got the Blue Devils winning that.
You're just stepping out of bounds, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. I decided to go a little crazy tonight and step out and pick Etowah to win it. I know that might be a little crazy.
You called it.
Yeah, I decided to get a little wild tonight, but I got the Blue Devils win that one big. So spoiler alert, Wednesday night.
Okay. All right. You heard it here first, folks. Teddy's calling it. He's calling for a Blue Devil win to go 11-0. All right. We'll see.
You know, I like to
I can't
step
believe
out
you
a little
just,
bit
I can't believe you
sometimes.
just stepping out like that. Wow, that's huge. Okay. Speaking of Southside, 32-15 over Cherokee County tonight. Michael Rich, 3 touchdown passes tonight. Again, they're Southside's 5th win in a row, and headed into a matchup with Brewer. I would not want to be Brewer right now. I'll go ahead and call this one. I'll step out. Southside's going to end up beating Brewer in the first round of the playoffs, and I don't even think it's going to be close. I don't think Brewer has seen a running back like Cat Bothwell the entire season, and they won't know what to do with him.
Well, I'll tell you what's impressive me about Southside. Obviously, Kenneth Bothwell, everybody knows Cat and how good of a running back he is. But Michael Rich, and he's played well all season long, but it seems like he is progressing as the season goes on. And that's scary for any Southside opponent.
Is.
If they can get that passing game and keep that going, along with keeping Cat going as he always does, that's a dangerous ball team, and that's a big reason why they've won 5 straight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Again, thank you to everybody who joined us. Thanks again to Allie's Carpet for being our sponsor tonight with the Gadsden Times Football Review. Be sure to go to thegadsdentimes.com. You'll see game stories, playoff pairings, you name it. You're going to see it as far as high school football goes. Photo galleries, videos. We've got it all. And we're doing our level best to bring you the best high school football coverage possible. So go to thegadsdentimes.com and check it out. Again, like I said, we will be back Wednesday night with the preview, looking ahead to the first round playoffs. 5 teams from Etowah County in the playoffs, 3 of them at home. So, and then again, the other 2 not far away. So if you're looking to see some high school football, I would encourage you to get out and go see these teams. And those that are hosting, Southside, Etowah, Hoax Bluff, you guys need to pack your stadiums Friday night, because you need to show these teams how proud you are of your community and your guys in terms of making the playoffs.
Absolutely, and I think we're going to see how our teams do next Friday, and looking forward to seeing it in the playoffs. And Anthony Swain commenting, my boy Teddy Couch, I hope you're doing good, and good to see you on here. And if you have any questions, shoot it to us. And Daniel Harper, are you going to continue this during basketball season? We don't really know how we're going to do this yet during basketball. We definitely plan to, for sure, in some kind of form. We haven't really thought about it. If anybody has any ideas, just let us know. We'll be more than happy to see what you think you'd like for us to do. But we want to do this for sure. Yeah. We enjoy this, and as long as you enjoy it, that's what's most important. And we enjoy being able to have this interaction with you guys.
Absolutely. And a matter of fact, believe it or not, basketball season for the high schools starts next week. So no rest for the weary as far as we're concerned. I mean, we'll be back at it, not just covering football, but then also basketball as well. Now that we've put a bow on volleyball for the year. Big congratulations to Glencoe for advancing to the state tournament. They got knocked out in the first round by the eventual Class 3A champion, Montgomery Academy, but still nothing for Jamie Barkley and her girls to be discouraged over. What a whale of a season for them to advance to the state tournament. And they played Montgomery Academy fairly well in their first round matchup. So, to fall to the eventual state champs, don't hang your heads, girls. You played your hearts out, and you represented Etowah County and Glencoe very well.
Jamie Barkley's just 2nd season as coach at Glencoe, and I want to say she only coached 2 or 3 seasons at Westbrook, so she's just in her 5th season coaching volleyball together.
Yeah.
I mean, very impressive for her, and she's got some good group of girls to work with at Glencoe. I mean, you're going to see a lot of those same girls have a lot of success for Coach Daniel Cook in basketball.
Yes.
Like you said, coming up here soon.
Yes.
Great basketball team. We have a lot of good basketball in this area, and like you said, Tuesday starts. Gadsden City will be hosting Paul Bryant on election night, so that's a big matchup for Gadsden City to start the season.
Yeah.
But on to our big match of the night tonight. Glencoe picking up their first win over West End, 40-6. West End could not stop Glencoe's running attack.
No, they absolutely could not. It just seems like, every time that Glencoe got the ball and they just went right up the gut of West End's defense, and it just seemed like a defensive tackle or defensive end never got a hand on a Glencoe running back at all. It wasn't until they got to the second level and sometimes even the third level before you saw a West End defender touch a Glencoe back. So they just really gashed West End big time. So big win for Glencoe, first win of the season. They close out the season 1-9, but still to get that win, that's huge for them. 390
rushing yards for Glencoe. They only threw the ball 2 times. They didn't even need to throw it 2 times.
They didn't need to.
Even whenever they were able to get a hand on any of the Glencoe's backs, I mean, they just bounced right off of them. They just weren't able to wrap up and get a tackle. I do want to mention Julian Bethel tonight. He started the season as an offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Tonight he's playing running back. He's playing quarterback. He had an interception on defense. He was punting the ball. I mean, to start the season as an offensive lineman and then progress through this season and do all that, I mean, pretty cool for him for sure. And he ended up with 76 rushing yards, had a touchdown rushing, 24 yards passing. More importantly for them, they picked up that first win. That's big. And an interesting statistic that I thought was really cool, Glencoe scored 34 points through their first 9 games combined. Scored 6 more than that tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, so you don't want to see a team, go 10.
No.
And this was both of those teams' playoffs. Glencoe, this was their last
absolutely.
chance to get a win, and they answered the call, and they were able to pull it out. So hats off to the Yellow Jackets. Ended a 17-game losing streak, and that's big heading into the off season, for those young kids, and it gives those seniors a chance to go out with that big win. So hats off to Glencoe for that.
Yeah, congratulations, Glencoe. Again, locally, our teams, like I said, 5 in the playoffs. Coosa Christian goes to Donahoe Friday night. Some of the other teams just in our coverage area, Cedar Bluff goes to Ohatchee. Westbrook goes to Collinsville. Cleveland goes to Fife. Let's see, who else? Clements will go to Piedmont. Piedmont ended up beating Geraldine tonight 26-6, and by way of tiebreaker, ended up winning their region championship, so they will host Clements in the first round. Central Florence comes to Hoax Bluff, and then Alexandria goes to Madison Academy. Boaz will go to East Limestone. Brewer comes to Southside. Gunnersville goes to Etowah, and then, of course, Albertville goes to Pinson Valley. There's some interesting playoff matchups. More so, I'd have to say, in the southern region than the northern region. I think there's some really big-time matchups in the south as opposed to the north. But, locally, I would not be surprised to see all 5 Etowah County teams advance to the second round.
They all got a good shot. I know it's something that we've talked about in the last few weeks, but Etowah's a team that's got a good team, and I think they're set up pretty well for the North. They're the number 1 team, and they're the team to beat out of the North for sure. And then Hoax Bluff, I just had my fingers crossed that we get that Jacksonville Hoax Bluff rematch.
Wow, yeah, that would be what, either the quarterfinals or the semifinals.
I think it had to be the semis.
Yeah, semifinals. So if Hoax Bluff gets by Central Florence, they very likely will play. I would just about imagine, if not bet on it, that they're going to play North Jackson. North Jackson closed out the season undefeated this year, and I believe they would end up playing North Jackson and quite possibly go to North Jackson in the second round. So that'd be a road game for Hoax Bluff. Then you've got Etowah. Etowah would very likely play Russellville in the second round. Like I said, I think we mentioned this last week, that for some odd reason, Russellville has had Etowah's number a number of times in a number of different sports. And so, but I just, this is not your typical Etowah team right here, not by any stretch of the imagination. So that could be a possible second-round matchup for Etowah. As for let's see, who else am I looking at? Oh yes, if Coosa ends up beating Donahoe, they probably will play Mars Hill Bible in the second round. So some tough matchups there in the second round, but there again, we've got some tough teams in Etowah County.
It's win or go home time.
It sure is.
That's the most fun kind of football there is, and it's coming up next week, and I cannot wait for it.
Absolutely. And I think we're just going to put a wrap on things. You know, one of our other Etowah teams that closed out the season tonight, Cedar Bluff ended up beating Gadsden 28-14. They finished with one win this season. They knocked off West End a couple weeks ago, so they closed out the season 1-9. I'm just glad we didn't have any over teams in Etowah County. That you know, there for a while we were really we're kind of staring at that for a little bit, and there were some chances there, but luckily Etowah County ended up coming away with wins all across the board. So that's a good thing.
Shows the fight a lot of these teams. I mean, some of these teams going down big, like Gadsden City. You know, they were over for 6 there for a while. I always point back to that Florence game, but that's so impressive. Down 21-0 in that first quarter and battle back to win, and you know, go on a 3-game winning streak. But you know, Bob Jones, like you said last week, didn't cooperate and they missed out. And then West End or Gadsden rather beating West End, and then West End kicking a field goal last week to win after being down 22-6 at one point, and then Glencoe running away with the win tonight. So a lot of fight by these teams, even though you know might not show in the win column, but they were able to pull out that one win. So congrats to those teams.
Well, we appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Again, thank you to Alley's Carpet for being our sponsor.
Look at that. Comment real quick. Patrick, you missed my upset pick. He wants me to pick an upset for the first round. I went out on a limb and picked Etowah to beat Gunnersville.
Ooh, wow. See,
I don't know if we probably could call that it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, Patrick, no. Teddy, come on. We got to find the first round.
Man, I'm fresh in from Glencoe.
I know.
How about this? I'll get you one for Wednesday.
Okay.
I'll get you something to come back for.
Okay.
Join us Wednesday night for the Gadsden Times.
That's a good tease.
And I'll give you an upset.
That's a tease.
How about that?
Right there.
You got to come up with one too, though.
Oh, I'll come up with quite a few of them, actually.
Sounds good.
I promise you. Folks, we appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Our time is up. We thank you for yours. We will see you Wednesday night. Be sure to join us, and any questions you have, please feel free to join us and chime in. And again, go to thegadsdentimes.com. Check out all the photo galleries, videos, game stories, previews. They'll be there. We'll be out there as far as the first round of the playoffs. Again, thank you for your time tonight, and we hope you have a great night.